Good to see everyone.
Good to see you.
Questions?
After spending a couple of years with a veteran quarterback who knew the system, how much different is installing when you have a new quarterback just getting here and then also a rookie?
It's actually kind of good for us. Just in a way, it limits your off-season install where you don't feel pressed to get everything in, or hey, we've got to get more stuff in that maybe a veteran already knows, that to challenge this guy. Like we can really take it, kind of A to Z, step by step. We always try to start at the beginning, but it's been good to limit the install a little bit and decide what are really our core plays that we want to make sure we master and can lean on during the season.
Taken just to the first steps of all this.
Sam's been great. As good as we could ask for. He's right where he needs to be at this point in the year, asking the right questions, still leaning on his experiences as well. I mean, he's played a lot of football, so he's been phenomenal.
How similar or different is that?
I think West Coast, there's some similarities, obviously in concepts, but the verbiage is different that Kyle uses and from what we use. So just like any new player, even from college, kind of taking the terms that they're used to and crossing over and seeing what fits.
All that experience, where does that show up most on days like this?
If you've got experience with a concept, there's a familiarity to how you read it, your drops, whether we're throwing off plan or throwing off a hitch and how you reset, those types of things. There's familiarity there. And then the other thing that you see with Sam is just the arm talent, that gets thrown around a lot. But he was the third pick in the draft for a reason, and we've really seen it show up out here really since day one, since we got on the grass.
The system this year is, essentially the exact same as last year. How would you, explain any adaptation?
I think all systems kind of grow organically a little bit. You're trying to hone and detail and improve on the things you do, but also as you go through the off season and you're looking at everything you do and you're saying, okay, maybe we need to do a little less of this. Maybe there's some concepts from some other teams that we steal, whether that be NFL teams or when we get a good opportunity to watch a lot of college tape. So some of those ideas come up and, hey, did you see what these guys are doing? So those are all things you try to incorporate, but again, have your core identity and your system.
What's your impression been of JJ and the way he's taken to some of these full team activities?
JJ has come in. He's been a sponge. He's been preparing on his own. It shows up that he's working on his own. Everything we give him, he's studying it at night. And then on the field, you see the talent. The reason why we liked him were all those things. Really, the intangible part of J.J. McCarthy, the things he does outside the building and on his own to get better, but also you see the talent out here, you see the arm, you see the juice that he's got when he lets go of the football. So, again, it's real early, OTA 2, but we feel like he's right where he needs to be right now.
You want to work on his footwork, one of the first things out of the gate, and he already seems to be picking some of that up quickly from just the outside looking in. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think quarterbacks come into the league in general, and the NFL is such a timing and rhythm-based passing game, whereas at times in college, and this is no knock on anyone's system, but at times there's a little more bouncing around or just kind of shuffling around. Sometimes even quarterbacks aren't really given drops. It's kind of a little bit on them to kind of feel it out and how many steps do I need to take to get this ball out on time. So just defining those things I think helps these guys operate in the system. It takes a little bit on the front end to learn and adjust, and And for JJ, we've got him with a left foot up stance, which is a little different for him. So just kind of adjusting, just how you're used to standing in the gun with your left foot up, or if you're used to more of a square stance, or some people are right foot up. So trying to get everybody kind of on the same page with how we do it and how it times up with all our concepts. But he's doing well with that thus far.
What's your reaction when you guys just were able to bring in Aaron Jones?
I was really ecstatic. Aaron's been a great player. He's a UTEP minor, so shout out UTEP. Second best player to ever play there, behind Hall of Famer Don Maynard. Okay, you thought I was going to say, all right. No, I knew what kind of person he was just from my contacts. The football ops guy that was still there when he went to school there, had heard about just what a phenomenal human being he was, and then obviously the playmaking ability on the field. He can pass protect, he can run routes out of the backfield, and he can obviously run the football. So really big pickup for us.
Does his style at all affect anything that you guys have to do in the run game?
I don't think so. I think you just want to accumulate really good players. I mean, it is cool to say, like, thunder and lightning, or whatever the contrast between two guys, but I feel like we have talented backs, with him and Ty Chandler coming on, especially late in the year last year, and then we'll see where the rest of that depth chart plays out. But I think you get as many good players as you can, and then you figure it out from there.
Is it almost like having teach tape on the field when you have Aaron that has so much experience and such variety in his game as you're coaching the younger guys? Like it's just right there.
Yeah, I think for us it's a great example to point out, but just him being who he is and how he operates and his experience, like there's a lot of teaching and coaching that goes on between players that we have nothing to do with, because these guys have done it. They've experienced it, and just having that example for a young guy like Ty, who can do a lot of similar things that Aaron does, or at least we believe he can, as he keeps progressing, keeps growing as a player. It's just really great for him.
How are you viewing the tight end room with TJ still recovering, and what does Robert Tonyan maybe add to that?
Robert Tonyan had a great workout for us. We signed him. It's kind of one of those workouts where you just watch the guy run and catch and understands what you're asking him to do from his experience. And it was kind of a no-brainer for everyone. Just looked around and said, yeah, let's get him. So I think he's really going to help us. And obviously, with TJ being out, I think Robert can kind of fill some of those roles that TJ did for us. A lot of production from TJ that we're going to miss for a little bit, and I think he can pick up a good amount of that slack.
Coach, what have you seen from Blake Brandell and kind of his growth over the past few years and how he fits in with that group there?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Blake. I feel like he gets bigger every time I see him. He's just a massive man on the inside in there, but he's in great shape. He's always been very coachable. You talk about technique, fundamentals, footwork, hand placement, all the things that are critical for the O-line. One false step for an O-lineman could be catastrophe. So it's been very encouraging so far with him stepping in to that starting spot on the left there. And I think it'll only grow from there. The more experience, the more reps he gets. He's been a guy that anytime he's been put in a game at several positions has come through for us. And we haven't forgotten that, and I think he's earned this opportunity. All right.